All right, Ben, this is the Gundam trading card game. Can you talk me through it, please?
Yes, absolutely. So first off, we'll have a little look around the playmat and see the different kind of zones that there are in the game.
Yeah.
First things first, on your left-hand side, you'll see is the shield area, headlined by the EX base.
Yeah.
Every player at the start of the game will start with the EX base to protect the shields early on. The aim of the game in Gundam is to get through your opponent's EX base, destroy all of their shield cards, and then deal one final attack in order to win the game.
Cool.
In the top middle area is your battle area. This is where all of your units will go in order to deal that damage or to attack each other. You can have a maximum of 6 units in the battle area at any one time. If you have any more than that at any point, you need to remove down until you have the maximum of 6.
And can I just get rid of something at leisure? Like I can just say, I don't want this anymore.
Yes.
And get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
At the bottom middle is the resource area, and next to it are these cards with the red backs. That is your resource deck. At the start of each turn, you draw one card from the resource area, and these are used to pay for costs of units.
1 per turn, did you say?
1 per turn at the start of each turn.
Yep.
Although your resource area is going to look a little bit different. That's because for the purpose of this demo, you're going to go second.
Yep.
And players who go second get the EX resource.
Right.
The EX resource is a one-time use thing. So as soon as you use it to pay for a cost of a card, that EX resource goes away for the entire game.
And I remember there's some cards from the previous pre-release I played where there is some cards which can actually get you back this EX
Yes.
later on as well. But it's like a tool to balance the game. So whoever goes second, while they might in some games have a bit of a disadvantage, it's made up here by the fact that I have 1 extra.
Exactly.
It reminds me of some digital card games which have like a coin, for example.
Yeah.
It's that similar sort of feel.
Yeah, absolutely. So the final 2 zones quickly to talk about. On the right-hand side is the deck area, nice and simple. That's where your main deck will sit. And then below that is the trash. That's
Yep.
where any destroyed units or used cards will go.
All right,
So now we're going to quickly talk about the different card types in the game.
please do, yeah.
First things first, you have your unit cards. These are as simple as this is what you need to use in order to help win the game. You'll see a couple of numbers on the unit cards and in cards in general. First up, in the top left-hand corner, you have level and you have cost.
Yep.
Cost, which is the bigger number of the two, is as simple as that's how many resources that you need to use in order to play that card.
Yep.
And you do that by resting or turning your resources sideways. The other number you'll see is the level, and is an interesting mechanic in the Gundam card game. Your level is equal to the amount of resources that you control at any one time in your resource area.
Does that include my EX resource?
It does include your EX resource. So as an example, when I start the demo, I will draw 1 resource for the turn.
Yep.
I will be level 1 with 1 resource available.
Yep.
But because you have the EX resource, when you draw your first one, you'll be
got
level.
2.
You'll be level 2.
Oh, but then
Yes.
if I use my EX resource early on, then I'm going to lose a level for my next turn as well.
Exactly. As soon as you burn that EX resource to use to pay for a cost, you also jump down in level in order to match the resources that you have.
Yeah.
Other couple of numbers to look out for, particularly on unit cards, they are the AP, which is the first number, and the HP, which is the second number. AP is how much damage that a unit will do whenever it makes an attack either into the base or shield area or another unit.
So AP is the first one.
It is
attack
indeed.
points,
Yep.
I guess.
And then
DP.
HP is the amount of hits that it can take.
Yep. All
As
right.
soon as a unit's HP drops to 0 or lower, it's considered destroyed and goes away into the trash.
That makes sense to me.
Equally as important as unit cards are pilot cards.
Yes, I remember them.
Yes. Gundam Universe pilots are nothing without their units and vice versa, and it's the exact same situation here in the Gundam card game. Any pilot can jump into any mobile suit, and that creates a pair.
Yep.
Creating a pair with a pilot and a unit grants the boost of that's indicated in the bottom right-hand corner of the pilot card, as well as grants it the effect text in the bottom black text box.
So this one is choose one, when paired, choose one enemy unit with 5 HP or less and rest it.
Yes, exactly. The key, though, and the little difference will be if you can match units with pilots.
Yeah.
You'll see on some cards there is a little bit of white text on
Yeah.
the bottom of the unit. This is looking for its link pair, either
Yeah.
with a named pilot or with a certain trait. If you can match the two together, that creates the link pair.
Yep.
So not only with a link pair do you get the boost to stats in the bottom right corner of the pilot card, as well as the ability in the text box, that unit can attack immediately.
Yeah.
Normally units in the Gundam card game need one extra turn before they can go ahead and start attacking. Link paired units can swing straight away.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
Let's say I played this last turn, and then I attach this the following turn.
Yes.
Would it be able to attack immediately, or would the pilot slow it down?
It would still be able to attack anyway,
Yep.
because it's weighted that one turn ordinarily.
But then if I was to play these two at the same time, so I play this and then immediately attach it, it could attack.
Correct.
And that sounds really powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. Link paired units are a great way to get some tempo either on the board or get a surprise swing to win the game as well. Couple of other card types quickly to talk about.
Yep.
Command cards.
Okay.
These are cards that have abilities that activate as soon as you play them.
All right.
They've got two separate timing windows in which they can activate. Main, which is during your turn,
All right.
or action, which is after your opponent has declared an attack.
Yep.
There's a small little timing window of opportunity that you'll get to react. And action is when you can use commands with that. As soon as a command is finished resolving, it goes straight into the trash.
But this guy's a command, but they're also a pilot?
Yes, there are
Nice.
some cards in the game that are dual types of commands and pilots.
Those sound like my kinds of cards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bit of flexibility.
Absolutely. In this instance, if this pilot was to jump into this unit, it would lose the ability of the command. It
Yep.
would just become a vanilla pilot, essentially.
Yep. And are there some pilots which can be like units or pilots? Or
No. At this point in time, pilots can only be attached onto units.
Makes sense.
Because otherwise, they'd be left around.
a
in the
pilot's
battle
not going to
area.
have a good chance against a Gundam, is it? Let's be honest.
Exactly. Final quick card type we have to talk about are base cards.
Yes, I remember them. The white base I actually had played before, and I remember it being really good.
Yeah.
Once I worked out how to use it at first, I was like, this card's terrible.
Yeah, absolutely. So when the EX base is destroyed, or if early game you want to give yourself a little bit more wiggle room, a little bit more versatility, you can put the white base or any base card into that base zone and help give yourself that extra protection with the shields.
Yep.
So that's all the card types talked about. That's all the areas spoken about. All we've got to do now is shuffle up the deck and
right.
get into some gameplay.
Shuffling's not a strength of mine. Look at that. That's how you do it. I ain't got that in my locker. Not a chance. I'm going to have to do a little pile shuffle.
Here we
That's
go.
my level. So, in terms of blocking, there's a keyword called block, right?
Exactly.
And if I don't have a blocking card, I can't block your attack to my base.
Spot on, spot on.
So you can either can you only attack rested cards, or can you attack anything?
Exactly. You can only attack rested units. If a unit
All
is
right.
active, unless the card text says otherwise, it is safe from attacks.
That is some impressive shuffling, mate. You don't need to flex on me like that. And we've got some token cards here, is that right?
We do indeed. So these little orange-looking cards, these are token units.
Yep.
Some cards create tokens in the Gundam card game, and this is how you represent them.
And how does damage work? Like if, let's say you attack one of my cards and it's got 2 damage on it, does that 2 damage stay permanently, or does it like get removed at the end of a turn?
Damage is a permanent entity in the Gundam
Yep.
card game. As soon as damage is dealt, either to a unit or to a base card, that sticks around.
I'm going to cut your deck.
Oh, here we go, here we go.
You've got to protect yourself at all times. I advise you to do the same.
Of course, of course. I've watched the videos, I've watched the channel, you should too. Okay, so now that we're all shuffled and set up, we draw 5 cards to make our opening hand. And what you're typically looking for in your opening hand is units or cards with a low level and a low cost. Because remember, early game, you're only going to be at a low level when you start drawing those resources in the first couple of turns.
And how does the mulligan work? If I do like to mulligan, if I
Yes.
want to, can I?
Yes, there is a once per game mulligan. The mulligan works in Gundam card game by taking your initial 5 card hand, putting it to the bottom of the deck,
Yeah.
drawing 5 fresh new cards,
And then shuffle?
and then
Okay,
shuffle.
Gundam. Oh, I like that.
Okay.
I've been one of my red flags sometimes with a card game is when And don't get me wrong, I just love a powerful mulligan. And the fact that I have a one-time thing, but I can't redraw those cards. If I'm actually going to keep my hand.
Yeah.
But I like the sound. I don't like when I have to like shuffle back in and then draw. I like that idea of putting them on the bottom, drawing 5 new. So that's a big thumbs up from me.
Absolutely. Well, I'm happy with my hand as well, so I'm going to keep this.
All right.
So the last thing we have to do...
I hope you've got a level 1.
The last thing I have to do is set up my shield area.
Oh, of course, that's important.
Normally in the Gundam card game, we would play with 6 shields.
Yep.
For the purpose of this demo, we're going to play with 3.
Okay.
So you take the top 3 cards of the deck and put them face down and horizontal in the shield area.
All right, so we've got half as much life, but we've still got a base to get through.
And now we are ready to play the game.
So you've got no resources, I've got 1 already.
Yep, but I'm going to start first.
Yep.
So I will go into my start of turn. I will draw 1 card from the resource area and draw 1 from the main deck.
Even though you go first?
Even though I go first.
Okay.
Each player on their first turn draws 1 card per turn.
That seems fair though, because the EX resource is giving me that extra level as well. It's like a big buff.
Exactly.
It's more than just 1 resource, really.
So I am level 1 with 1 resource available. I have no game actions, so I'm going to pass the turn to you.
I thought you were good at this, man. All right, so let me see how I can go. So I get 1 resource first, and then I draw.
Absolutely. So now you're level 2 with 2 resources available, and he's got the Zaku 2.
I'm not going to spend. It's a level 2. So I can play it.
Yep.
But it only cost me 1. So as soon as I saw that in my opening hand, I was like, all right, I'm going to keep it.
Absolutely, and perfectly.
Because I don't want to use my EX resource.
Exactly, and perfectly you indicated there by resting the resource, turning it sideways.
And I'm testing your knowledge here.
Yeah.
Is it technically? Am I supposed to do this first and then play it, or is it the other way where I play it and then?
Always pay your cost first,
all right,
and then play your unit or card down.
And I've still got one resource left. Is there any like actions I might be able to do in your turn in Gundam?
You have your action command cards.
Right.
So if I declare an attack, you have that window of opportunity to use an action. But I've got no units in my battle area, so I'm probably not going to be firing any attacks in so far.
Makes sense.
Okay, so you've got your Zaku 2 down. We are over to me, so I will draw my resource for turn.
And this will be able to do something next turn, right?
It will indeed. Ordinarily, at the start of my turn, this is where I would ready or activate any resources or units that I would have used beforehand. But on this instance...
But you didn't have a very good first turn, did you?
I didn't, but just you wait until my second turn, because I am level 2 with 2 resources. So I'll pay 1 to play GM.
Oh, so it's 2/2. Same sort of stat line.
And I'll pay 1 to play GM.
He's going wide.
And I will pass the turn to you.
All right, I'm going to ready.
Yep.
I'm going to get a new resource, and I'll draw for turn.
Absolutely.
So it's just what I wanted. Not sure if that's true. I don't know what I wanted. So I'm level 3, and I have 3 resources. So if I wanted to, I could use my EX, but it's also, I'd kind of quite like to keep my level 3. Like if I can keep my EX resource, I can get to my level 4s and 5s sooner. So I'm gonna play a level 3.
Okay.
But it only costs 2, and that's gonna be Gira Zulu.
Nice, very good.
So 3/2. Now these are ready. Is that the right word?
They're active units.
They're active, so I can't attack them.
Nope. So
but I can attack your base.
Absolutely.
Which I will do.
Okay, so we have an attack going into base, just like you've done there. In any instance, just like paying costs for resources, you rest your units to declare an attack.
Yep.
And in this instance, the shield area is the only target. So 2 AP's worth of damage will go into my EX base.
I'm in the lead.
Leaving it with 1 health point remaining. And remember, damage is permanent in the Gundam card game.
Yeah.
So when it goes over to my turn, this EX base won't heal up. It stays on 2 damage.
And I guess you can use dice as well to represent that.
Exactly, exactly.
Cool. I will pass.
Okay, so I will ready and refresh all my resources, draw 1 for turn, and draw 1 card from the main deck. And now I'm going to have to read my cards.
Yeah, I better do some of that as well.
Perfect. So I'm going to pay 2 of my resources and play.
I don't want you to go
Mobius.
easy on me, by the way.
I am not. Just
I know
you
you won't
wait
be.
Just you wait till this turn. So I'm going to pay the 2 for the Mobius 0.
All right.
I'm then going to pay 1
2, 4.
and create a link pair with Mula Flaga.
What a try-hard.
So we have now got a 3/4 link paired unit that is able to attack on this turn.
Oh dear.
So I'm going to use the Mula Flaga and Mobius 0 link pair to attack into the Zaku 2 unit. So when combat happens between two units, they fight each other, and the damage is dealt at the same time.
Cool.
So in this instance, 2 plus the 1 AP's boost from Mulaflaga will deal into Zaku 2's HP and destroy it.
So 3 damage goes there, which takes it out.
And I will take the 2 damage back from the Zaku 2.
Yep.
Then
this has all gone a bit wrong. I think I should have left this ready. I shouldn't have gone to your base.
Well, you know, getting through the base and getting to the shield area is how you win the game. So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to use my GM to attack into your EX base, which will do teal damage.
I have a feeling that there might be another one of those coming.
And the GM number 2 is going to go and attack into the X base again and destroy it.
Does this also go into trash?
It just goes away. It goes into any non-play area. Important to note as well with damage in the Gundam card game, if there is any that is overflow, like there was here in this case with the second GM and the 1 HP remaining on the EX base, it doesn't flow into anything else. All the damage just gets soaked in to the initial target.
Maybe there'll be a keyword at some point that takes advantage of that.
Potentially. You'll have to find out when the game releases in July. So that's all the game actions I can take. I'll pass.
How many cards have you got in hand?
I have 4 cards in hand.
That's terrifying. So I'm going to get a new resource.
Yep.
And I'll draw. Ooh, hello.
Ooh.
Hello. All right, I might be able to do something with that. Oh. I think we're cooking.
Oh dear, I don't like the noises you're making, AJ.
All right, so, yes.
Okay, we've got Gelgu.
I got Gelgu, but off the top, I found Othranzala. Wait, I might have played the wrong card.
Oh no.
I'm allowed take-backs, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you got to watch out for when there are units that are looking for traits in particular in their link pair. There's differences by some. So you see Gira Zulu here is a Neo Xeon trait unit that it's looking for, where some are just looking for Xeon trait units.
I think I might be cooked. I got so excited, and I don't think there's anything I could do.
Well, you still got your Gira Zulu that is able to attack on this turn because it was played on your last turn.
I'm in danger. All right. So what I'm going to do is something that costs. Seems like it might be reasonable. I'm going to still pay 2 for this because that's got a lot of stats.
Yeah, it's a 4/3 unit. Still a good chunk of health and good chunk of damage that it will be able to do.
I'm then going to attach Zala, which this is not a link, which I got excited about because I thought it was.
Yeah.
But it turns it into a 4/4, which means that I can, if I go here, take it out, and I'll only take 3 back.
Yep, exactly.
So it seems like a nice trade.
That makes sense.
I need a bit of board presence. I dropped a token. I'll make sure to pick that up afterwards. And importantly, I've managed to still keep my EX resource, so I can play level 5 next turn.
Yes.
And I'll pass to you.
Great. Keeping that EX resource for as long as possible is such an interesting balancing act in the Gundam card game. I think it's such a great mechanic. Okay, so let's see what I can create here.
Now, if something says burst, what does that mean?
So
I can do it in your turn?
Burst is a mechanic that activates when it comes out of the shield area. So in this instance, we're going to see how it works. So I'm going to use my first GM to attack into your shield area. When you attack into the shields, without a base, you take the top card of your shield area and flip it face up.
Even so you see it?
Yes.
What if I don't want you to see it?
Because we're looking for that burst keyword. So in this instance, there's no burst, so that card goes straight into the trash. But if there is a card
not into my hand,
straight into the trash. But if there is a card with burst, then that is where it activates, and you fulfill the ability with whatever it reads. So some will say, activate this ability, add this card to hand, those kinds of things.
I quite like that.
So, one attack was able
Although
to
I don't like that in this instance, but I like it as a mechanic.
Absolutely.
It's bad news for me in this game, though.
So, I am going to pay 2, because I'm now at level 4, to play Strike Gundam.
Okay, it's a 3/4.
And then, I am going to again create a link pair with Kira Yamato, making this a 5/5 that is able to attack on this turn.
Oh no.
And so while that, I'm going to attack into the Gira Zulu.
Yep. So that's
Kira Yamato has an effect.
Oh no.
When it attacks, I can choose an enemy unit and give it 2 AP reduction during this battle, which will target Gira Zulu.
So it's only got 2 AP?
Yes. So I'm only going to take 2 damage back in that attack exchange.
Oof.
I'm then going to use my last GM to swing into your shield area.
Please be burst.
No burst, so it's going to go straight into the trash.
Oh, I think I've lost this one.
And with that, I am going to send the turn over to you.
But at least I've still got my EX resource.
You've still got that EX resource. You've still got the opportunity to play a really big, powerful Gundam
Draw.
unit and potentially pair it.
And if I have like a card which has like a main effect, can I like play it and use that effect the same turn?
Yes, it is during your turn that main effects are activated.
All right. And I don't have anything which can block. Right, I have a plan.
Okay.
I will pay 2
Yep.
for a base for some protection.
Oh, okay.
And I add 1 shield to my hand and then choose 1. So I add this to hand.
Yep.
Do I have to show you?
No.
So if that has burst, that wouldn't count.
Correct.
All right. So I add 1 to hand and then I choose 1 enemy unit with 5 or less attack points and deal 1 damage to it. And I think my plan is, so this has 5 HP. I'm going to go 1 here.
Sure.
Oh, we're cooking. And then I'm going to play a command card, Close Combat.
Ooh.
So I can just do this now, right?
Yes, exactly.
So I'm going to choose this and deal 2 more.
Sure, and that is going to destroy it. Important to note here at this point as well, because there was a pilot on this unit, wherever the unit goes, the pilot jumps with it.
Okay.
So if a unit is bounced back into hand with a pilot attached to it,
Yep.
the pilot jumps alongside it. But in this case, because it's destroyed,
Makes sense.
the pilot goes down with a Gundam.
And then, the comeback.
Oh,
the swing.
dear.
I'm going to go there.
Yep.
You think I'm done? Time for my EX resource to play Zaku 2.
Okay.
And does this then go to the same place as
Yes,
the
yeah,
EX
it just
space?
goes out of play.
All right.
Pass. Okay.
I thought I was out of
You've
it.
turned it around here. You've turned it around here, Spessy. Okay, so I'm going to refresh all my resources. Draw for turn.
Yeah, the base is an interesting mechanic, and the fact that the shield goes to my trash, but
Yes.
this base actually put it to my hand, that is nice. Because I was looking at this, I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so I'm going to pay 2 resources to play Gundam Aerial Bit on Form, which is a
3/4.
3/4. But again,
no.
I'm going to link pair it
Stop
with
it.
Soletta Mercury.
Does it have an effect?
It does. On attack once per turn, I can choose one of my resources and set it as active.
Oof.
I will then go ahead, I suppose, no, we're going to go base as the place. So we're going to go 4 damage into the Raula, attack effect, activate one of my resources. I'm then going to swing 2 damage into the Raula, destroying it.
So if you can go to my shield right now, I lose.
Exactly.
I guess the base does go to the trash.
Yes. So I'll pay 2 more and play a Strike Gundam,
Please don't attack
and I'll end the
pilot.
turn.
Ooh.
I don't have Akira.
All right, I think I need a miracle. I'm going to get a resource. Will I draw a miracle? No.
Ah.
Maybe I did.
Okay, okay.
No, I don't think so.
Remember, because you've used your EX resource now, you're at a level 5.
Yes. All right, I think I know what I have to do.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to save me though, because I'm going to pay 3 for Golf, deploy.
Yep.
I get arrested.
Zaku 2 tokens, that's the 1/1.
Oh, I needed this soon. I'm too slow. You have been demoing this all week though, so
I have.
it would have been a bit embarrassing if you lost. I'm then going to do my first link
Okay.
pair, because I've got Charles.
So that's a
wait,
unit.
Wait. No!
Does he not have the pilot?
I don't have the pilot.
Oh no!
I will pay 2 for the Wing Gundam.
Yep.
But I think it's too little too late, because I've got no shields.
Yep.
I've got no base.
And I've got an active unit ready to attack next
But
turn.
I'm not going out without a fight. I'm going to go into your base. I'm
Okay.
going to make it look a little bit closer.
My base will be destroyed.
And then I will go to your shields.
So we'll flip the top card. It's a burst. It's
Brilliant,
a
of course
base.
it is.
So I will deploy and add 1 card to hand.
All right, so if I never pass now, what happens? I'll pass.
We stay here for the entire weekend and get locked in the Excel Center at MCM Comic Con. So I will untap my resources. I will draw 1 card for turn. I will play that card just for the funny. It's a Demi Trainer, which is a blocker. And I am then going to swing my Gundam Aerial Bit on Form into your empty shield area.
Very well played.
Well
Thanks so much
played.
for teaching me, man.
No
That was really
problem.
fun.
No problem. Did you enjoy it?
I really did, yeah, it was really fun. I love
Good.
the EX mechanic, and it's important to know a normal game, I would have had 6 shields, right?
Yes.
And maybe that would have changed the dynamic, right, where I could have made a bit more of a comeback.
Exactly, exactly.
But thanks so much for squeezing me in here at Comic-Con. And if people want to get Gundam, when does the game come out officially?
Sure.
This is like a sample deck, right?
Yes, yes. So this is a demo deck that is being used for demos up and down the country and all over different conventions and events here before the release. The release comes in 2 separate windows, first starting with the 4 starter decks, which is also combined as well with the Gundam Assemble Miniatures game.
Yeah.
There's a different option for those players that are interested in that as well. And then 2 weeks later, the first booster set, GD01 New Type Rising will release.
So that you get the starter decks are out first, and then 2 weeks later.
Correct.
But there's already some Gundam cards out in the open as well, because there was
The beta event.
the
yes.
beta event, which I played in and really enjoyed. So I'm going to be going home later and looking back through my beta event cards and trying to play some more games soon. So thanks so much, Ben, for teaching me.
Of course, anytime.
All right, happy days.